So what's your story?
I don't have a story. I'm just a girl in a bar.
Just a guy in a bar.
You have to go. I'm late, which isn't what you want to be on your first day of work, so goodbye.
Derek.
Derek. Right, Meredith.
So losing Derek Shepherd was heartbreaking. I think it was heartbreaking for all of us. It was especially heartbreaking to me because, I don't know, I mean, as a writer in a weird way, he is he's a writer's first love in the sense that he was the first sort of amazing guy I'd ever created. But from a character perspective, for what he gave to the show, for what he meant to Meredith, for what I know he meant to the fans, it was really devastating to us.
I'm not gonna get down on one knee. I'm not gonna ask a question. I love you, Meredith Grey, and I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
And when I sat down to figure out how we were going to exit this character from the show, it started to be really difficult because I thought, do we send him off, on a trip that he never comes back from? Do they get a divorce? Does their marriage break up? And I thought, he can't. Like, we adore this man, and we adore this marriage and this love. If he leaves his wife willingly walks away from his wife and his kids and never comes back, that's basically like saying that the love that they had is a lie. It didn't exist. He's not the man we thought he was. And I could not have that. Like, for me, that was worse than almost anything. And I remember sort of sitting with my writers and saying, that love has to remain pure. Like, we have to believe to the end of time that Derek Shepherd is in fact McDreamy. And the only way out of that is he has to die, which was awful. Like, we sort of all sat there and thought, like, that's the worst thing ever. You say those words, what if Derek Shepherd dies, in our writer's room, and people would spontaneously start to cry because of the concept of Derek dying was too much. We were all very attached. I mean, we now have an 11, 12, for me, it's a 12-year relationship. We made the pilot 12 years ago, 12-year relationship with that character. And it felt awful.
Do not die, do you understand? I can't live without you.
I'm not gonna die.
Good, because that would be the worst breakup ever.
So I tried to come up with a way that we could do it that felt heroic and true to the character. And that was not the easiest thing to do either.
What do we want to promise each other?
That we'll take care of each other even when we're old and smelly and senile.
This is forever.
This is our wedding.
This is the happy ever after part.
Patrick and I talked about it a lot, and we talked about sort of how do you exit somebody and make them feel, like stay true to them, but also make it feel vivid and feel a little bit new. And we both really loved the idea of the narration, which I thought was wonderful. The sound of his voice while you're watching that happen to him is just heartbreaking.
You're not dead. Just breathe.
We have 4 units of blood.
Scalp black, probably multiple fractures. Try and hold still.
But I also wanted to also hand it off because it's not necessarily about him. It's about, for us, the audience, we're all Meredith. So it's about who's left behind. And I felt like it was really important to give that last act to Meredith. But that was also made it sort of even more devastating for all of us. I remember not being able to write. I could write the whole thing, but I could not write that last act forever. We spent weeks, and then we got to the time when we had to shoot those scenes, and everyone was like, Shonda, we need the scenes. And I was like, I don't want to write them. It was really hard. And Ellen and I were both, she's very focused as an actress in that sense, and we had been talking about sort of what those things mean. And she was amazing in those things. I think she could channel something that, she's a mother, she's a wife, she knows, that I don't think any of us imagined was even in there. It was amazing. But it was really hard. And he was spectacular, I think, throughout the whole thing. But it was not easy for any of us. And I don't think it was easy for him, and I don't think it was easy for a single member of our crew. But I think he did a beautiful job.